First, I just want to say congratulations. I've been telling people about this film since I've seen it, and it is truly one of the funniest films I've seen probably within the last 2 or 3 years. It is
Wow.
just one laugh after another, but it's a wonderful satire and a love letter to horror and alien films and things like that. So, where did you get the idea for it, and uh, how did it come your way?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, thanks so much for having me, and I appreciate the nice words you've already said about the movie. So it means a lot to us. The story kind of came from, I went to the American Film Institute Conservatory with actually the producer, the cinematographer, and one of the writers, and one of the other producers. We all went to the school together, and so I had worked with some of them, and then me and Ryan, the producer, we both had a love for like older movies from the 80s, 90s, and films we grew up loving, like even Back to the Future and Predator, and movies like Fright Night, even.
I love Fright Night.
I love Fright Night too. That's one of his favorites. But so he had this idea after he graduated. He just wanted to make like a fun movie comedy about him and his friends fighting an alien. So just make this. That was it. That was kind of the premonition he had. And then he came to us, and we kept on developing it and just kept seeing if there was anything there. And then and we just had a lot of fun with it, man. And that was definitely what we were channeling. It's just like trying to capture some of the old movies I grew up, like even The Blob as a kid. Just like some of these films I grew up watching, or Creature of the Black Lagoon.
Mhm.
And just try to bring everything to that, but also keep it as modern as possible.
As a screenwriter too, I mean, you developing characters is one of the hardest things you can do, and you do this so well in the first few minutes of the film. You don't have to do any more explanation than having your hero just not happy with the world. He's hitting his birthday. All of that just weighs upon him, and this vacation is his lifeline basically.
Yeah, that was kind of a big thing that I brought to it when I came onto the project was, I really wanted, you always have to find a way in. So I wanted to connect to this character as like my dream, I was about to turn 30. I wanted, I want to be a filmmaker and make big movies. And that's always been, kind of this impossible dream. So I thought about, this guy wanting to be an astronaut or wanting to have this impossible dream, but feeling like he's missed the mark. And then, want that desire to reconnect with our friends that we all have that bring us back to that happy place. And especially our generation, it's like we're not growing up, right? So I kind of just wanted to fill all this into the lead and into the characters.
And your cast is just spot on. I mean, I don't know if you could have, even with huge names, if you could have picked the right chemistry than you have with this cast. I mean, Josh Zuckerman, he does such a great job in this film.
Thank you. Yeah, the cast is just amazing. Amy Lippens was the casting director, and she really, she's been in the game a long time, so she had a lot of connections and just brought a lot of great faces continually. And yeah, I'm amazed at how well they just all fit. Like even just getting them together at the bar the first night to like kind of connect. And it was like, man, I already buy all of you as friends, and they just fell into place. So yeah, I'm happy you acknowledge that.
And Luke stands out a lot because he surprises me in every scene of this movie. It is just a great performance. And he's got one of the best lines in the film. I don't want to give away any spoilers, but when he says the word jump scare, I hit the roof, because that is because it's like they know that we know that they know.
Right.
It was a great script.
Thank you. I'm glad that works for you. The meta, because we went into it with like, yeah, this is what it is, right? And let's accept it and let's lean into it and have fun with it. And I love Luke Youngblood in it, and I love his character too. And as it just goes on, he gets progressively more and more funny. And I loved being on set with him because he had like a map of how messed up he was in the story at any time. So for any scene, it'd be like, oh, I've already had 8 beers and 2 mushrooms. And so it's like he's calibrating his level of intoxication. So
Was there a lot of improv on the set?
There was quite a bit. I really encourage it. I'm really into the kind of spontaneity and what happens on set and capturing the moment. And a lot of everyone like Josh was always trying to bring things, and Rushi and Luke and Davida. So yeah, I mean, at different degrees, but there was some like more than others. Like Josh and Rushi really like to bring stuff, and Joey Kern as well is just incredible improvisation, and he gave me he improvised many lines that I then took and gave to other characters just because he had.
That's always, it's always nice when you have that type of, camaraderie on set where the actors can trust you enough to suggest things. So that must make you feel great. Yeah,
it's the best way. I mean, just the collaboration when, just the coming together of all these ideas, and I'm accepting to everything because you never know where great's going to come from. It could come from the PA, and so you really have to be open to everything. So
one of the other things I noticed when it came by was your titles were just like the best titles I have ever seen since Superman with Christopher Reeve. It was that kind of wonderful attention to detail that you did.
Thank you. It's similar to Superman titles back in the day. Maybe that's kind of where it came from in my subconscious. But yeah, it was important to, the credits are one of the places you can really set tone and kind of let the audience know what they're getting into. So I wanted it to feel big and special, and I'm happy with it. I'm happy with that.
Are you following this up with anything? Are you leaning toward comedy or drama for your next film?
Well, yeah, I mean, I was, I like to do a little bit of everything, and I was kind of craving getting back to doing something a little bit smaller, a little more drama next time, more of a character study. So yeah, I was hoping to do something like that.
Well, actually what would be fun is to have you do this movie again as a straight drama.
Hey, I would be
and
down.
Then it's a musical. You could just keep doing this.
I'd be down for. I'm hoping I'm hoping we get to do a sequel 2 and 3, and see where the useless humans are at now. Get them into some more trouble. I would love to.
So what got you into film in the first place? What was that moment that you said, "Aha, I want to do this"?
I don't know. It started when I was real young. I'll never forget my mom. She brought me over to somebody's house, like a friend's house, and she just plunked me down in front of the TV and turned it on, and it was like a black and white Hercules movie. I don't even remember what it was, but it was just the sets and the world that was happening. I remember just standing there like, this is it, and being transfixed. And then as a child, it was just being Batman, John Wayne, every character I saw. So I kind of was attracted to acting. And then I came away from it. But then when I went to college, I kind of had this, I just had this epiphany of what do I really want to do today? And that was just like making a movie. So I got out with a little handy cam and just started making a short film with a friend. And that was about 13 years ago. So yeah.
Was it hard to pitch this?
Fortunately, I didn't have to pitch it too much, but pitching is really hard. But fortunately, I didn't have to pitch it too much because Ryan was bringing it to me, and I guess the extent of my pitching really went, to the actors and to the collaborators and stuff, and you get better as it goes on. The thing that I'm learning about pitching and the material I'm writing is just the more time you spend with it, and the more time talk about it with people at parties, just get yourself used to talking about it. And then you'll be able to read people's reactions and then be like, okay, I just need to say this quicker. So you just kind of, I would just say, talk about it as much as you can. Don't annoy your friends too much, but get used to discussing it openly and hearing people's reactions. And that's the best.
Penny Marshall once told me that none of her films are ever really done. She was still editing Big when she passed away. Is that true? I mean, will you go back and revisit Useless Humans for re-editing and stuff like that?
She's right. She's totally right. I won't go back. But because at a certain point you have to, it's the world's now. So you just set it down and you give it up. But yeah, it's never really done. It's just taken away from you. Right. So it's we had a fast process too, like a 2-month editing process. So And the thing about this movie, the shoot days were so tight. It wasn't like I was shooting a whole lot of extra material. I was kind of really piecing this thing together in a precise way where it's like we have to use everything almost that I got. So no, not too much. I don't know. I think about George Lucas and like, would I be tempted if I had all the power and money in the world to re-edit my movies later? I don't know. I'm sure it's very tempting, but I think that you just gotta let it go to the people now.
You had a brilliant location. Where did you shoot this?
Yeah, brilliant spot. One of the producers, John Block, found this amazing avocado farm in Moore Park, California. So it's like an hour and a half north of Los Angeles, and it was just amazing. I mean, it had just vast avocado farms, and it had the red barn, it had the shed, it had the log cabin. It was tight, but man, we couldn't have asked for a better location for the movie.
It really did become a character in the film, and finally the alien. What a great character that is.
Yeah.
Just enough cheese to keep it really interesting, and yet, we really don't. We know as much about him as your cast does, as the characters in the screenplay do.
Yeah, absolutely. That was definitely the biggest fear going into the movie, right? Was like, at the end of the day, you're always you're facing the same problem of a guy in a rubber suit, right? So it's like, in this one, for us, it was beautiful. We could just lean into it, and that's part of the joke. But at the same time, I was still playing the delicate dance of, Jaws. Like, when do we see it? It's better probably not to see it for longer, that type of thing. But then I wanted it so when you did see it, it was still cool enough in design and art that it was different than something you'd seen before,
And finally, I just want a word about Davida Williams, who does a great job in this too, because it's very hard to find someone that can throw a line that's a comedy line and make it stick every time. And she does such a great job in understanding her character and understanding comedy as well. You lucked out with her because she is really very funny.
She's amazing, and that was one of the most concerning roles to cast, because like you have to have the female lead who can really hold her own in this group of guys, and you believe it, and also be romantic with Josh and it not feel fake. And yeah, she did a great job. She's got great acting chops, and she's been doing it a long time, and never had to worry about her once. Only was delighted with what she did on screen. So
well, the name of the film is Useless Humans, and they kind of are. It really is a very, very funny film. Give it a chance and give it a watch. It's on all VOD platforms.
Yeah, I believe on all VOD platforms at the moment. Yeah.
And congratulations! I can't wait to talk to you on the next one. Stephen, thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you so much, Tony, for having me. I really appreciate it.
This celebrity interview is sponsored by...
I'm Annette Civarella with Pia Anderson Moss Hoyt, Utah's leading entertainment law firm, serving clients nationwide. We provide solid, attentive representation focusing on minimizing risk, reducing cost, and protecting the reputation and privacy of our clients. Our goal is to provide you with the legal representation you need to make the right decisions and to protect you and your creative works. Call or email me for a free consultation.